One.
Hey guys, Michael here at Younger by Tomorrow, and today I want to talk to you about something that is a really powerful tool, and that is called posture, right? So you always hear about posture, stand up straight and everything, but I don't really think a lot of people understand how important it is, especially as you're getting older. If your posture's a little bit leaning forward, as you get older, it's not going to get better. It's only going to get a little bit worse. So I want to talk to you a little bit about posture today and how you can fix your posture and test it and make sure you're in kind of a neutral position is what we're going to call it. So there's tons of benefits to having good posture. One thing is it puts your joints in the correct position, so you're going to have less wear and tear on the joints, and also that means the right muscles are working more efficiently, so you're going to have more energy. If you're standing up nice and tall, you're going to have a more youthful appearance, and it actually has like a hormonal effect which will help you have a better mood. You know, if you're kind of slumped over, it's a little bit harder to feel positive and put forward like a positive image. So I want to talk a little bit about posture and show you how you can kind of check your posture. So there's a way of kind of, you start with your feet. So I'm going to kind of start with my feet and I'm going to work my way up, all right? So the first thing you want to do is check your feet. You don't want to have them too far turned out. You don't want to be pigeon-toed. You want to try to stay away from hipping it all the time, because when you do that, it's not just your foot's turned out. It means your knees turned out and your hips actually turned in that joint in a bad position as well. So let's start with the feet. You want to have your toes straight under your hips, all right? You've got your weight centered over each foot, balanced pretty much equally on both feet. Number two is the knees. So the knees are not going to be completely locked out. We're just going to have what we call soft. So they're just slightly bent, all right? The next thing, feet, knees, next is the hips. So you don't want to be too far out. You don't want to be too far in. If you're not quite sure, you can do that a couple times. Go all the way out and all the way in, and then try to find center. So we've got this centered. Next is going to be your shoulders. So that's a big one. You want to make sure your shoulders are lined up. And if you're not sure, what you can do is the same thing as we did with the hips. You're going to take them all the way forward and all the way back, and try to think of in your mind, okay, where's the center? It's about there. Should be more or less lined up with your ears. And then just let them relax and come down. And then last but not least is going to be your head. Every inch your head comes forward, you add about 10 pounds of pressure to your neck. So, same thing as we did with the hips and the shoulders. I want you to take the head all the way out and then take it all the way back. And then try to, in your mind, visualize where center is there, about there. And again, your ears are probably lined up more or less with your shoulders. The first time you do this, you're going to feel like you're standing up like a tin man. But you might feel like that, but when other people see you, it's going to look pretty natural. So when you're standing up, you're in line or something, constantly keep checking your feet, check your knees, check your hips, shoulders, get in a good position, all right? Now, that also transfers to like when you're sitting down. So I pull the chair up. When you sit, you don't want to be with your feet out, kind of leaning forward. What you want to do from the side, maybe you can see it better, is you want to have your same thing. Start with my feet. I want my feet straight, weight on both feet. My knees are pretty much over my toes. I'm going to check my hips. I probably don't want to be too slumped in. Probably don't want to be overarched as well. You want to try to find a neutral position for the hips as much as possible. And then with the shoulders, again, you don't want to be too forward, not too far back. Try to get in a good position, especially check your head and make sure that's in a good position. Especially if you're working on a computer, it's really easy to get your head forward. So if you can, adjust your desk so you can keep yourself in a nice neutral position during the day. That's about it. You know, you can even do things like if you're driving your car, you can't get perfect, but you can still, if you've got your foot on the gas, you know, and you're driving like this, you can still kind of center yourself up, Try to make sure you're sitting in a neutral position. Get your shoulders back. Get your head in a good position as well. All right? And that's great. You can even do that with a lot of different movements when you're exercising. Check your posture. Check your technique. All right? So that's about it for today, folks. Really want you to kind of start off the day checking your posture throughout the day every once in a while. Check yourself. After a while, it'll feel natural in this position. I used to stand more like this, but over the years I've done these posture drills, and now it's gotten a lot more comfortable to be in a better position like this. All right, so that's it. Thanks, and work on that, and I look forward to seeing you next time.